we kept talking about in the spring, we'll figure out our loans, right? And our funding, and that was dependent on a lot of it on the roads, right? And we said on the police vehicle. So when does that happen? Where do we put
Well,
that?
we, say they finish the road like in the next 2 weeks, we have enough on hand money to pay Stark, no problem. But for next month's meeting, you know, I'll be doing bids, submitting them to you to pick, usually we go with the lowest rate, of course. And then you have to authorize Jim to write a resolution for borrowing, and then we're all,
We thought for a while we might be spending less than we planned. Now it looks like we're gonna be spending all of it, maybe more.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised when the road bids came in back in April, that they were as cheap as they were, because everything was going up.
Yeah.
And it had already went up some, and now it's,
Faster.
yeah.
And we're gonna be done with all the roads probably within a couple.
By the end of next week, they'll be done.
So we're not gonna catch the big one, because the big one would be, even though we have a bid contract, okay, there is precedent for when something really weird goes on with, say, fuel prices.
Yeah.
That there could be some challenges to our bid. We're not seeing that now, so
Or
let's get that.
surcharges.
Yeah, I'm sure they've started adding on fuel surcharge, but talking with Scott, he said just the binder alone went up 30% in 2 weeks.
And it could go further.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Todd? Good? Okay. Thank you, Todd.
Yep.
All right, police report. You're on.
Good evening. Since taking over duties of interim chief on May 1st, we've had no uncovered shifts and none are scheduled for the next couple months. The guys are working their butts off covering all the shifts. So I'm very proud of them. They're working hard, protecting the town 24/7. You guys have met the candidates earlier on this evening. 2 for part-time, 1 for full-time. Michael Condit for full-time, Chris Kristolinas and Scott Sosnowski for the part-time positions. And I'm recommending that you guys approve them to move to the conditional offer phase. Water Patrol has a in-service coming up this Friday here at the town hall. Special thanks to Todd, who's been working hard getting the computer and printer set up in the boat. We put an older computer in the boat this year, so the guys don't have to write citations when they get back to the office. More time saving and more efficient that way. Boat launch attendance have a training coming up this week as well, so we can get everybody on the same page. We have 3 that are gonna be helping out this year. Just kind of working my way down, and equipment, everything's up and running, no major issues. I applied for the Safer Communities grant. On page 3, that Governor Beavers allocated some funds for certain areas of reimbursement. And there'll be future announcements coming on which areas are able to be reimbursed on. It's the website that I'm monitoring, but I did get a sign up for it. And Sherman Joe and we did one and then no specific traffic complaints right now. Our speed time will be up and running once I don't know if it was colder, but now it's warmer. I directed officers to increase visibility this year on foot patrol, whether it be in residential areas or boat launches, a little more visibility. Would be a good thing, out on foot. Community events, Officer Medina's on our committee for National Night Out, which is gonna be held at the Fairgrounds in Alcorn on August 2nd. The entire town's invited to attend the free event. Officer Virtue's looking into an event that I helped out with years ago. It's the Cops Kids Camp. It used to be held at the Army Lake Boat Launch. Right now it is in Kenosha, but I believe it might be coming back to the East Troy area. So Officer Virtue is following up on that, and the guys are pretty excited to make that a volunteer opportunity for the department this summer. And I've been in touch with Supervisor Wales, providing a card for the Blue Franklin Royal Celebration if they so wish. The more we can be involved in community events, even if they're close by, it's a good thing. Gets us out there in the community and gets us all the new officers introduced and everybody that Indy has a background.
Are we doing anything for the Memorial Day parade?
In the village?
Yeah.
We have not been invited, but if they want help, we'll certainly provide a spot.
And at the end of our closed session, we did approve those 3 officers.
Perfect, thank you, appreciate it.
And National Night Out, I just put in my calendar, what time?
It is normally, I
Yeah.
just got access to Facebook, it took a little bit, I believe it's 5 to 9 at the fairgrounds. And I'll share it on Facebook, and I'll have, Gene can put it on our website, too, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Chief, is there a dollar amount in that, safer community grant that you applied for?
I don't believe it's mentioned on there, and it's dependent on what they list on their website as far as for reimbursement. Some may apply to us, some may not. And I don't remember off the top of my head a specific dollar amount, but I'm hoping some areas will apply to us. I'll update you when it's up and running. I just checked the site the other day and there was nothing specific mentioned on there yet, so.
Does the board authorize grant applications, or is that strictly an initiative?
I believe it was shared with, retired Chief Johnson and Chairman Krakowski, and they jumped on board to at least get us signed up. And before there's any grants, assessed to us, I'll make sure that you guys are aware of what we're getting back, when we're getting back. I just wanted to jump on board to get our name in there, tell us that we're interested, we can get the reimbursement, whether it be for equipment, or computers, or whatever it may be in the next year.
One of the directions, so to speak, is always for the chief to look out for those opportunities, because a lot of them, we would never see that it comes through, your pipeline, so, but they're all helpful, because, we've been pretty successful in getting some here and there. All right, any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, East Troy Area Emergency Services District report.
I can report that Jason Smalley was appointed by Village President Scott Seeger to replace John Alexander as the representative to the East Troy Area Services District Trustee Board. We are not meeting tomorrow. Our meeting was pushed back to May 17th because Mr. Smalley is out of town, so he has been certified. I did receive the letter from the village indicating there would be a change of position. John Alexander will serve as the president for our annual meeting, which will take place on May 17th prior to our regular board meeting. At that time, new officers will be elected, and we'll go from there. Today, the East Troy Area Emergency Services District took possession of a third ambulance. The district purchased this ambulance for $29,000 from Vernon. The approximate cost to outfit and logo this vehicle is approximately $5,000. Actually, we purchased my mistake. We purchased the vehicle for $24,000, and the approximate cost to re-outfit and relabel the vehicle is another $5,000 for a total of $29,000. It was decided that the third ambulance allows the district to fulfill contracts of service to Alpine Valley's Live Nation concerts. There are 11 concerts slated for this year, and all the monies earned will be directed to pay back the purchase of this vehicle. All monies, including anything that we make from a transport, right now we expect to make a little over $10,000 on just the Live Nation concerts. There are other possibilities of servicing the ETBT tent, being present. We were contacted by the Chamber of Commerce to perhaps be the medical vehicle on standby during their bicycle race around the East Troy Village. So there are opportunities out there where we can not only better serve the community, but make money back. In addition to this, we noted that the third ambulance will not reduce any coverage to our municipalities because we have 2 ambulances that service the municipalities. However, as call volumes increase, that 3rd ambulance may at some point be able to be out to cover additional calls. But we also know that if the 2 primary ambulances, if either one were to suffer a mechanical problem or be involved in, say, a deer vehicle collision, we will still have 2 ambulances that will be able to serve our community. So we saw this as nothing but a plus. We also know that from looking at vehicle prices, this vehicle came exceptionally cheap. Vernon was giving us a deal because the people who had previously planned on purchasing this vehicle backed out on purchasing it. And Joe, Chief DeGaro, heard about it, and he went to Vernon and asked them if we could have first right of refusal. So we got this on a deal. This vehicle has only 41,000 miles. I can't find a car under 27,000 with less than 100,000 miles.
What year is it?
I wanna say, oh, I don't have that number, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, I'm just wondering, cause I know that a lot of times, these vehicles, I'm hearing more and more, they run for this amount of time. You send it, so I'm just kinda curious on what a life expectation is of this vehicle for the public.
I believe it was under the life expectation, which was another reason why Joe went after it. Vernon worked on the title, and we took possession of that vehicle today. So we're in the process of outfitting it and, getting it reloaded right now. So it's not in service at this time. He has already met with Live Nation, their medical director for the concerts, is Event Medical, and they have contracted with Vernon and our East Troy Area Emergency Services District to service those concerts, so we are guaranteed that service contract. We have also, met with Alpine Valley's ski, management, and we are looking to secure a contract to put that 3rd grade at the ski hill next ski season. In addition to that, we are also looking for other opportunities to serve the community, such as at high school sporting events and other promotional things such as First Fridays, so that there is at least a medical vehicle on standby. I will check into the year of the vehicle. I know that Joe told me, I did not break that one down, I'm really sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's a great question.
Well, and I guess we just keep hearing from the Emergency Services District how prices are going up and everything. So, how does the Emergency Services District, I mean, it doesn't sound like you have the cost fully covered.
Yeah, we had the money in our savings account. I mean, it does put us a little bit lower than what we'd like to be. It puts us a lot lower, but we did not see where it wasn't an immediate benefit. We can't make money, not only do we make money off of the contracts, but any person that we transport becomes a billing, and then
Right.
that extra money will immediately be put back to pay back the, 29,000 that we spent to get this 3rd vehicle.
And we have enough
Average-
staff,
Huh?
we have enough staff for the.
What we are doing is making, opportunities available to staff to sign up for extra pay. And that is already figured into what we anticipate, we've already got a figure for that. I believe we're paying them $20 an hour. And I don't have the numbers in front of me. But we looking at making $1,100 per concert. And that money would immediately go back to paying back what we used. So we knew that we could make $1,100, $11,000 right away. Because we have 11 concerts, $1,100 a concert minimum. Not counting our transport payback fees. So,
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, park committee report, Michelle?
Just working with Todd and Ryan Holly. He's gonna let us know a little bit as we get closer to the end of the school year, what the date is, so Todd can have the mulch and the supplies ready. You were copied on that, right?
Yep, actually, Phil called me today.
Okay.
I wanted to know if we could do it tomorrow, but it's actually not gonna be till next week. Cause we got this week with everything else going on.
Roads and, yeah.
We're gonna get the mulch here for them by the end of the week, so whatever day they come next week, it's already here, we'll get tools out for them. He's supposed to let me know.
Michelle, you have $9,100 of park fees that you need to spend, park impact fees.
So,
Is it?
yes.
Okay, Booth Lake Memorial Park Committee, Janet?
Not a whole lot, kind of the same with, we got our events coming up here in August 5th on Friday night and August 6th, for the centennial celebration, and then we're still working on some staffing with decisions to get through this summer, but things are looking pretty good, and it's pretty much it.
I have one for you, Chad, they started on the new pavilion today upstairs.
I did see that actually this afternoon when I picked up my daughter.
Yep.
There was 2 posts in the air. This afternoon, so yeah, that is in progress, and I apologize, Tyler, the gentleman from our DPW dug it out and took out a bunch of stumps, and kinda did the initial dig, and then I think the town of Troy is doing the grading, and then the village is doing
The final,
the final, landscaping and stuff around it, so, I mean, it's great teamwork, and we really appreciate all the help, for sure. Sorry. You can hold you guys up.
Is that?
Yep.
Right. Very
And
good.
that, I'm sorry, but the entire building was donated to us by the VFW, the Eastern VFW.
Oh, I
Very
thought I
cool.
said that last one, but yeah. Yeah, they had extra funds, so they, they're paying for the building for us, so it's pretty awesome.
what a great community project.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. Lake Beulah Management District report, Greg, anything?
Yeah, the Lake Beulah Management District met on May 3rd, Tuesday, at 5:30 at the Town of East Troy Town Hall. The spring newsletter was issued. One of the articles in the newsletter dealt with critical habitats and sensitive areas designations around the lake and their importance to the overall health of aquatic plants and animals, as well as maintaining and preserving as much of the existing natural shoreline as possible. The Aquatic Plant Harvesting Commissioner gave his report. The harvesting permit was granted by the DNR. This is a 5-year term permit to harvest aquatic plants. Permit is no longer a hard copy process, but is done entirely online now. They're also installing all of the shoreline and channel buoys, which is in progress. These are located in the lake using GPS coordinates. So each buoy has a GPS number associated with it. The lake bed monitoring equipment is also being installed. These 2 are located with GPS locations, so the monitoring can remain fairly consistent from year to year. Last year there was a blue-green algae problem along the shoreline near Wilmer's landing launch, and it will demand particular attention this year. The commission voted to continue with legal representation in opposition to the Lake Beulah Hotel. There is a meeting scheduled May 19th at Walnut Park. County at 5:30 to review the submittal using Act 67 as reference. Act 67 actually governs the review process for conditional uses in zoning districts. The next management district meeting is scheduled for June 7th.
Thank you. All right, recycling committee report, John, anything?
Well, there's really not much there. We, on the last recycling event, which was Saturday, took in about half a dumpster of, recycled electronics. So that wasn't too bad. That's about it for recycling.
All right, any, library report from Christine?
Okay, library board meets tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. And, so there's really not much at all, if anything, to report tonight on that. The meeting will be tomorrow, 4:30.
Okay, thank you, John. Communications committee report, Michelle?
At our last special board meeting, we signed the contract for the new website. Payment was sent out last week, so as soon as Town Web confirms they received the payment, then we'll have a project manager assigned. Unfortunately, we had a little mix-up in communication and, we didn't have a meeting last Monday. So we are looking to reschedule our next meeting. And that'll obviously then be focused on that project manager. And I have, invited Jennifer also to attend as well. Sounds like she's ready to start taking on the website stuff. She reached out to me. And then we'll also have an update at our next meeting on the, video equipment. So with that, things are moving forward, just waiting for the project manager.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, planning commission report, we did have a, in our packet. This one here.
Because there was a little disconnect between who would be attending and representing the board.
Yeah,
That's why, Jennifer prepared this statement for.
okay. So you weren't at that meeting, Bill, that was before you. Okay, so there was only one item, that was acted on, was a variance request, at West 1035 Salisbury Road, parcel PMR 3026, Carl and Heather Clam, owner applicant. And you see on the end of your, 4 of the variances were denied and 2 of the variances were approved. So this is for the minutes that,
Yep.
Jennifer did this?
This is the planning commission decision.
Okay, so based on that, I believe we can make a motion to accept, the planning commission's recommendation on this. You wanna make that motion?
I move that we accept the planning commission decision to, approve the variance request for, Carl and Heather Clam,
Approved and denied.
I'm gonna approve 2 variance requests, the first for the roof over the existing deck, the second for a stoop outside the proposed exit door. The applicants are Carl and Heather Clam, owner and applicant, at W1035 Sconey Road, East Troy, parcel number PMR 00026. The planning commission also denied the request for the variance for the side yard setback, the request for a variance for the road setback for a shed and garage. They denied the variance request for the proposed side yard garage, and they denied the variance request for the high water setback. So I ask that the board approve the planning commission's decisions.
Got all that?
And
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, do we have a second? Anyone?
Yeah, I'll say.
Chad, second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed? None.
I'm gonna suggest in the future that the town board and the planning commission state its reasons as to why a variance should be granted, what hardships they're meeting, and why they're being denied.
So that should really come in a form from, at your meeting to make sure that happens. I think in most cases, they do.
Right, but I think the summary doesn't show
Yeah,
what was
I don't-
discussed.
I don't think we
Well,
always know.
Pete Kesselheim wasn't there and Bill wasn't in
Right.
place yet, so I think maybe that's why, Jim.
That would be a good.
But that should be in written form as well.
You should.
And I do know that the county likes to hear the rationale for the decision that the planning
Yes.
commission has made and that the town board has approved or denied, so that they have an idea, I mean, obviously, they're going to look at everything, but they at least know what
The town
was
is
being
thinking.
thought of when it was sent to them.
Okay,